Hi guys, my name's Michaela and I am a final year film production student here at the University of Portsmouth. I'm in my 4th year, so my course is 3 years long, but I did a placement year in between my 2nd and 3rd year, so technically this is my 4th year here, but my course is 3 years long and I'm in my final year. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my experience of university life, of Portsmouth, of anything in general. My first year was a little bit different to usual. I started university in September 2020, which was obviously the peak of COVID, which was a little bit annoying because it made my first year freshers experience kind of different to usual. It was quite a hard year because, you know, our lectures, our workshops, everything was online, and everywhere was shut, so it was kind of really hard to get that proper university experience. I lived in Trafalgar Halls, which is university accommodation right opposite the Eldon building, which is where my lectures are. So I had a really positive experience with my flatmates in first year. They were all super nice. I'm not really a big drinker, I didn't really drink much, but they were all really accepting of that, and we always found things to do without drinking. So we had movie nights, we had a little projector that we watched films like on the wall, which was super cool. We had games nights and we played board games, we all cooked together, we had like Taco Tuesday and stuff, which was super fun. And we always found ways to have fun together as a flat, which was really useful at the time because obviously being COVID, everywhere was shut, clubs were shut, pubs were shut, literally everywhere was shut, so we spent a lot of time in our university accommodations. So having that supportive network of my flatmates around me and always finding things to do was really great for my first year university experience. In terms of my lectures, obviously they were all kind of online, which was really hard for a film production course. We're a very practical course, so it was really hard to do these lectures online because you can't really be that practical online. But my lecturers were all super nice and understanding of the situation. You know, people were getting COVID and missing lectures, so we had a lot of like little tasks along the way, not necessarily that were assessed, but kind of little tasks that they set us, filming like little videos in our university accommodations at home with family and friends, just sort of fun little videos that didn't really count for anything but were really useful in helping us implement our understanding of what we were being taught in the lectures in a more practical way, which was super useful. So near to the end of first year, restrictions started to lift a little bit. We were kind of able to meet in small groups, and this is exactly what we did. So I had never met the people I was going to be living with in person before. We'd obviously met virtually online, but I'd never actually physically met them because of COVID restrictions. So as they were lifting towards the end of my first year, we finally got to meet in person, which was amazing. So there were 8 of us living together in my 2nd year, and we all went down to the Common, which is a massive green space right by the beach, kind of South Sea seafront. We went down there, played some games, we had a barbecue and just got to know each other, which really made the end of my first year amazing, and it made me look forward to going into 2nd year with these people that I'd met. Moving into my 2nd year, I was living in private flats, so not student accommodation in my 2nd year, which wasn't really that much of a challenge. We had a bills package, so we didn't have to pay bills separately or anything. It was all included in our price, which was really great. And my accommodation was nearer to the seafront, so a bit of a shorter walk, and kind of in near to kind of the big social areas where everyone would go, which was amazing for kind of socialising and going out and everything. My lectures became a lot more in person. We only had a couple that were online, but it was very much more practical than my first year was, which was super amazing because it meant that I was able to get hands-on with the equipment and the facilities that the university offer, and I was able to actually put into practice what I'd been learning in my first year and learn a lot more hands-on than in my first year, which was absolutely amazing because they have so much equipment here that I'd never used, never even seen in person before. So it was a really great experience throughout my second year to be able to use this equipment and use the studios and the facilities that the university has more. So I also had a lot of filming opportunities outside of my course. So I worked with a charity called Headway, which help people who have had brain injuries. I collaborated with them to make a promotional video, so I was on set with them for a few days a week, filming sort of what they were doing, filming interviews with people and making a really cool video for them. I also had the opportunity to work with some Canadian students on a video that they were creating. And the final kind of opportunity I had, filming opportunity wise, was to work with a company called the Literacy Hub. We worked with them, or I worked with them, on a video for their kids. They're a charity that help underprivileged kids with kind of like learning difficulties on their English. And we created a video with them. We filmed and edited a video of them. They'd written these scripts about pirates and they were all like fighting and dressed up as pirates, and the videos then aired at the No. 6 Cinema in Portsmouth. In terms of outside of film, I had the opportunity to be a student ambassador for the university as well as a content ambassador for the university. So as a content ambassador, I get to do this. I basically get to create videos for the university, talk about my experience, my course, about the university in general. At Halloween in 2021, I dressed up as a pumpkin head, walked around Portsmouth like a mad woman with a pumpkin on my head and made a video about it. You know, just super fun things. We made gingerbread houses, we like dunked each other's heads in flour. Just super fun videos that I got to create and be a part of, which was an incredible experience. And as a student ambassador, I got to work on open days, I got to work at UCAS fairs, do workshops with children from schools in the surrounding areas. I love talking about my experience because I loved my university experience. I love talking about it, so again, it was something that I really enjoyed doing, and throughout my second year it's something that I did quite a lot of. Also in my second year, I started applying for placements. So a placement is basically where you go into the industry for a year, you get to work in a job, in a role in the industry that you want to go into. And it's something that I really wanted to do between my second and third year. In September, October 2021, I applied for an internship at the Walt Disney Company in London. I got to the final stage of the process, which was a one-to-one video interview, as well as kind of like group tasks and meeting all the managers and the other people involved in the process. And then a couple weeks later I got the job, which was absolutely amazing, and it really boosted my confidence because it made me think, like, out of all these people that applied, I got picked, which just made me feel so happy and was absolutely incredible. Moving forwards, the end of my second year comes and I move straight across to London. I lived in West London in Hammersmith, which was where the Disney offices are. So I moved there, which is a little bit daunting at first because I'd never really been to London that much, and obviously London is a massive place, so it was a little bit scary at first. And the first day I walked into Disney, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry a little bit because I was just terrified. There were so many people, so many new faces, I didn't know a single person, and it was a very scary experience. But it was the most incredible experience that I've ever had. Working in the industry for a year, especially at a company like Disney, I learnt so many skills, so many things about the industry from them. This year is my last year as a film production student. I will be creating a massive film, 15-minute film, my graduate project, which I've started working on now, which I'm like super excited for. I've already had some filming opportunities even before we've started university and started our course this term. So I'm really excited to get on with this final year. And yeah, this was my experience of university and I hope you enjoyed it.